Hey everyone, Steven here once again. Now, I forgot to write down some notes, so I really don't have much to react on, per se, but I will do my best just to say. And don't forget, if you like content like this, like the video, subscribe, so forth. And with that intro out of the way, let's get started. Now, I'm aware of the situation regarding Sam Mayer, JR Motorsports, and NASCAR regarding the total of provocation and appeal. The appeal process, as of now, has not been heard yet, but it is expected to be heard prior to the roval. So most likely, either by Thursday or Friday, we'll get the result of the appeals process, because apparently Mayer's card was too low, and I need to double check my note, and then to double check the story to make sure what's going on with it. But from what I recall, parts of his car was too low, and JR Motorsports disagreed with that, and then filed an appeal because of that, which resulted in Mayer being disqualified from Talladega. We would have ended up 16th, but instead we get credited with the last place finish. For now, at least. Now I chose to at least get that out of the way right quick. But the big congratulations are in order to his teammate, Sammy Smith, for being the only Xfinity driver to advance into the next round, which will begin at Las Vegas. But first, we still got the roval to take care of. Also, congratulations are in order to Grant Enfinger for punching his ticket to the Truck Series Championship race, becoming the first driver to do so this year. And of course, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for winning the Cup race at Talladega. Personally, I thought all three races weren't bad. Truck Series coverage, on the other hand, yeah, what Fox is doing more or less is remote broadcast the Truck Series. I get it from a money costing point of view, but from a broadcasting point of view, it makes it seem like Fox doesn't care about the Truck Series that much anymore. As it's just doing that just because they have to. Why did Fox decide to renew the Truck Series contract anyway? I mean, could they give it to USA or CW? Or maybe give it to Amazon TNT? Who knows, I guess, but regardless, hopefully, without the Xfinity Series coverage next year, they'll bring the coverage back to the tracks themselves rather than at a random studio, Charlotte. Because even with Alexander calling the race on Friday, the broadcast side of things wasn't that good, but the truck race itself wasn't that bad. All things considered, of course. As for the Xfinity Series race, that was more action-packed, to be honest, slightly. And of course, Sammy Smith, like I said, punched his ticket in that race weekend for Charlotte. And for everybody else, more or less, it's just because they try to get in on points. But knowing Talladega, the big one can happen, and it did. Though not as bad as the past events, but still, it happened. And talk about big, oh boy, the Cup race Friday, 28 cars involved, the most in the Cup Series history. Yeah, I know I slipped and said trucks originally, but I did correct myself at least, so there. And of course you had that great finish between Stenhouse and Brad Keselowski, along with William Byron, who becomes the only driver to lock in on points for Charlotte, although William Byron could theoretically just start the race, and he too will be in for the round of 8. Now there is a bit of, and because of the damage to his door, he wasn't brought in by NASCAR to repair it, and some a question crying foul over it, specifically Denny Hamlin. And yeah, I get where Hamlin's coming from, but ultimately, NASCAR needs to do the officiating to them. This is just my opinion, a miscall on their part. Although by the rule book, Stenhouse should have been disqualified, and the win should have been given to Brad instead. But what can you do? it's too late now. Now the Rover will have a new, slightly different look this time around, as far as where the cars will enter going into turn 1. And hopefully this will help make the racing a little bit better on the Rover, because I like it and all, but the next gen era has not been that good on road courses. But hopefully on Thursday I'm a bit more prepared and have a little more time, I'll talk about all this and more then. But for now, this is just a brief, more or less, video about my thoughts on Talladega. Until then, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. Well folks, I'm back once again. This time I do have my notes, so now I can sound a little bit more professional than last time when I didn't. So don't forget, if you like this video, like we talk about NASCAR, you know the drill by now. So with that out of the way, let's get to it. Now, last time, as you recall, or rather, I haven't done a Tuesday video yet, as far as uploading goes, but to recap everything, Sam Mayer's car was deemed too low following post-race inspection, so JR Motorsports filed an appeal. Now, because it involves a disqualification, this is the only appeal that is allowed. Therefore, the appeals panel did rule in NASCAR's favor, meaning that disqualification stood, and that Sam Mayer will be credited with the last place finish because of it. Now, I had a hunch that would be the case as well. But, because of the point situation, now I can't really blame Junior for trying to get the appeal reversed anyway. But, at the same time, it just seems that lately, the panel rules in NASCAR more often than not than the teams, even though they're supposed to be independent. Now, I'm not saying that needs to be changed or anything, it's just something I've noticed. And speaking of NASCAR, well, it seems that we got more drama regarding the lawsuit between 2311, JR Motorsports, and NASCAR. Essentially, 23 and Front Row wants an injunction to allow them to remain as charter teams for next year, and NASCAR apparently is countersuing them, more or less, and saying, you refuse to sign this charter, so as far as we're concerned, you won't have one. So we'll have to wait and see how this will play out over the course of not only the rest of this season, but the off-season as well. Now, ultimately, I do see where the teams are coming from on both sides, and while I agree that NASCAR's policy is outdated, to say the least, I just got a sneaking feeling that ultimately NASCAR's going to be the one that's going to come out on top more so than the teams themselves, and essentially confirm that yeah, this is going to be NASCAR's way or the highway from now on, whether you like it or not. But hopefully I'm wrong and the teams do prevail in all this. But I just got a feeling that's where this court case ultimately will be deciding, especially since NASCAR could probably afford to have the better lawyers compared to the teams. After all, you know how the legal system is these days, folks. Money talks. So with that out of the way, I do want to congratulate the Briscoes on having a boy and a girl twin during the week. Now, I decided not to say who they are, but I do want to at least offer my congratulations to the Briscoes for the twins, just the same. Meanwhile, for those who are affected by Hurricane Milton, you can go to Darlington and Atlanta to seek shelter. Obviously, the storm came in wind by the time this video gets uploaded and whatnot, and that's a big oops on my part, and I do want to apologize for that. But Still, I still want to at least let everybody know, just the same, that those two tracks are open for shelter if needed, for those who are affected by Hurricane Milton. And for the right things up for the time being, the CW is considering, at the very least, to do some races literally at the Charlotte production studios rather than at the track. And while from a cost-cutting measure I get it, I still don't like it. I would prefer if they're at the track themselves, especially that if it's going to be like the Truck Series, yeah, then the CW is going to leave a bad taste in viewers' mouths more so than ever, especially when some affiliates, for whatever reason, offer to choose other programming rather than the race itself. And that's especially true when you consider that the CW has fewer affiliates compared to the other four networks. 231, in case you were wondering, 253 for Fox, 246 for ABC and NBC, and 244 CBS. So, needless to say, this is going to be a big adjustment for everyone. But for those who don't have a CW in your market, or won't show the races, at least there is a NASCAR app that you can listen to the races regardless. So, yeah, it's a shame you won't be able to see the races until they come upload on YouTube, but gotta make do somehow, I guess. That being said and done, it's time for me to wrap things up from here, and I'll be back next week with more videos and whatnot. Just don't forget to subscribe, like, and so forth, and I'll see you next time. Bye.